Thailand reopens its borders for fully vaccinated tourists from what it deems low-risk countries today, a boost for its beleaguered tourism sector. And travelers from more than 60 countries can skip the lengthy mandatory quarantine and travel anywhere in the kingdom. But a recent survey suggests 70% of Thais are worried that the reopening will spark a new wave of COVID-19 infections. As CNA's Saksasa Samba reports.
It's been almost 2 months since most COVID-19 restrictions have been lifted, and daily life is slowly returning to Bangkok and other parts of the country as well. But what's been missing ever since the start of the pandemic are the tourists. Many parts of the city, many parts of Thailand in fact, have fallen very quiet. With that in mind, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has announced earlier in October to reopen the country to fully vaccinated tourists, just in time for the end of year high season.
แม้ยังต้องระมัดระวังแต่ก็ต้องเดินหน้าให้ไวเพื่อไม่ให้เสียโอกาสที่อย่างน้อยเราจะสามารถดึงนักท่องเที่ยวมาได้บ้างในช่วงเทศกาลเดินทางท่องเที่ยววันหยุดสิ้นปีใน3 เดือนข้างหน้านี้เพื่อสนับสนุนส่งเสริมการทำมาหากินของประชาชนนับล้านคน
But in this almost post-pandemic world, it's still not as easy as it was before. Only 46 countries are deemed low risk enough to be part of this initial reopening, but there's still a lot of paperwork required, including proof of 2 vaccine doses. And the whole thing isn't entirely quarantine-free either. Arrivals must book a hotel for at least 1 night with a PCR test. Only with a negative result, you're free to travel anywhere in the country. In order to get to this point, the government has set the goal to fully vaccinate 70% of Thailand's population. As of now, only a little bit more than 40% have gotten 2 doses.
Now, what kind of Thailands will travelers see when they come visit in this new normal, or rather, what's actually left after the pandemic? Now, normalcy is not returning here just yet. This is Khao San Road, famous and popular among backpack travelers for its vibrant and lively nightlife. But nightlife, the bars, the pubs, they have all been banned and closed for over half a year now. Now, authorities are planning to lift that ban by next December, but the fear is that many of these businesses may not return out of that lockdown. At the very least, the nightly curfew will be lifted by then. But the big question is how long it will take for Thailand's tourism industry, Thailand's entire economy, in fact, to recover. Some context, before the pandemic in 2019, Thailand had a record 39 million visitors. For the reopening, the officials are setting a much lower goal. They expect 1 million visitors to come here to Thailand between now and March next year. Now, because of that, industry insiders say it will take much longer, at least 2 years, in fact, until Thailand's economy will recover. But at the very least, November 1st could mark the start of just that. Saksasa Samba, CNA Bangkok.